Adenike Ademolutin, Leaders of Learning course. People learn best when there is an interest in the content or the topic to be learned. Learners learn best where the learning is personalized and is contextual and is useful to or can be applied to the personal lives. They learn best where the content is interactive and it's also applicable where learners can easily apply the learning at hand to whatever they're doing to their daily lives. Learners also learn best when the learning environment is warm, is friendly, is beautiful, and is respectful of them as the learners, and also respectful of their preferred learning style, where there are various options for learning and for different learners' preferred style of learning. I would like to lead this kind of learning in an early years setting, and this can be fitted into the hierarchical collective quadrant. Now, the physical environment will be one that is beautiful, that has soothing colors and not, the primary colors. Also will be one where that welcomes the members of the community, like parents, experts, doctors, community service, people that could come into the building and teach the children. For instance, say we are having we're learning about community helpers. We have different members of the community working to the class and teach the children about this. The learning space will also be one that takes it, that allows the natural light to come in. So it will be built in such a way to allow more of the sun come in and to also allow more natural air in. Also, we'll consider the sound. The learning space should also be one where, even though it's open, where people can work in, and classes are not made of walls, but separatable glasses. It will be one whereby the sound is designed to absorb sound so that learners will be able to concentrate in their classes and some other class won't, disturb them. Also, the learning environment will be one that promotes collaboration between the different members of the learning community, promotes collaboration between the learners and learners themselves, learners and teachers, teachers and teachers, and the teachers and the larger community, administrators, parents, and it's a welcoming environment where everyone in the community can just collaborate and make learning wonderful. So the entire learning space is one where you have people coming in at different times of the day and people, just going out. For the classrooms, I would want every classroom to be age mix appropriate, maybe 2 to 3 years, 3 to 4 years mixed in, just one class. So you have each classroom will have the teacher there, but also each classroom will have like a toilet facility for the children, a water fountain, cubicles for the children where they can put their things, come to school and just have each child has a locker and feels okay, this is my compartment, and can take ownership of his learning. I would also have different workstations in the classroom that kind of collaborate to the different curricular areas. For instance, you have the math area, the role play, the music area. You have the area supporting physical development, communication, language, and literacy. There will be different workstations where children can choose to work individually, or they can choose to be members of a group. So the furniture also in each workstation has to be supportive of that learning. So rather than have straight chairs, I would like to have round tables low tables, child side tables that children can come together and work, and maybe some little tables where you can just decide, I just want to work on my own, and so you can go to a table, a little square table, and just work on your own. But most of the tables there will be round tables, because learning is a social activity, and people learn best when they're in social interactions and they're interacting with other people. So you have different round tables, different workstation with different furniture. Take for instance, you have normal chairs, or you can have sofa, and the classroom will have a mix of digital space and physical space. So you have the smart panel or the interactive whiteboard, where children can choose to say, I want to learn using the smart panel, or teachers from different classes can actually connect using the smart panel. Take for instance, a teacher knows his strength, likes, and story time, and so he can decide, two classes can decide to collaborate using the smart panel and the internet connection to teach learning story time in two classes. Also, I'd like to have a home corner where the children can rest. They can just, when they get tired of learning and they want to rest, they can take a break. I would have a little corner for resting, where we have cleanable beds that can be cleaned, and children can just go to rest there. We'd have water in the classroom, and the library area will be one where the children have different furniture to read. They'll have a mat, they'll have a cushion, and they have a foam chair too. So whichever way suits the learner's interest, then he can read a book there. The books also in the library will be a mix of physical hardcover books and digital books. So in the library area, I would have computer and headphones, so the children can choose to put in their headphones and listen to a story, or decide to pick a book and read a story. Also would have tablets. I think there's also going to be a station where okay, I think I've learned a lot in maths or in literacy. I've learned my sounds and I just want to put it to practice. I possibly don't want to write, and so I want to use an app to learn. And these days there's so many apps that support learning, and you have the children say, look, it's my choice, where there's an autonomy of learning. And so the child can choose to say, I want to learn from physical materials in the classroom. I want to use the tablets to just aid my learning. It's up to the child, and he's going to have that. And the structure of the classroom is such whereby we have like a free flow centers where children know, okay, I could choose to work on this activity for this period of time. When I'm done, I can also go to the next activity and work. And also for every classroom, there will be an outdoor area attached to the classroom, like a patio or a veranda, where you have a garden. Children can choose to understand the world, where they're planting, they're taking care of their plants daily. And on the outdoor area, you have a water trough or a water tray, and also the sand tray, so they can choose to learn whichever way they want. The outdoor area also comes with the outdoor gym area, so the children can choose to take physical development outside and have gyms, have slides outside in each class. So it's like a mini gym, a small slide, and you have umbrella chairs for each child, so they can choose to have lunch outside, or they can choose to have lunch inside. They can choose to walk outside, or they can choose to walk inside the class. So both the outdoor learning environment and the indoor learning environment will be one that will support learning for the children. Now, as opposed to walls, I'd love to have glass see-through glasses, whereby each teacher can look to the right or his left and see his colleague, and learn from how they teach. So teachers can see each other, how they learn, and they can learn from one another. Now, the outdoor learning space would, instead of being an open, corridor where people walk through, I would want to have an outdoor library also, an outdoor music environment where people from different classes can choose to come together, collaborate. It may be a higher class, a child from a higher class and a child from a lower class can choose to come to the outdoor space and just learn, or you have a parent can just come and teach children a particular skill, a particular topic, and teachers themselves can also use the learning space to collaborate, to have quick meetings, and also the design of the place would be one that will encourage teachers to have like a staff room or a pantry where teachers can come together, have tea, you know, talk, photocopy, laminate, do some things where it's a space where teachers can come together and just share knowledge, share ideas, have meetings, but you know, come daily, have a daily interaction with themselves in that space. So the design of the environment will be one where there's a blend of digital and physical environment, and one whereby learners feel welcomed to come to every day, and they're just happy to, you know, collaborate with each other, and the community at large feel welcomed to come inside and aid our learning. Thank you.